Now, now we are going to listen from Mr. Shakti Sawan, okay, the teacher of mathematics, to present a speech. And I invite Mr. Shakti to be on the podium for the speech. Please.
Good morning, Vanakkam, Namaskaram, Bonjour, Buenos dias, Pranam, Sastri Akal, whatever you feel connected with, to all the guests who are present over here, to all the educators and the Shepherdians for whom this day is meant to be. This Children's Day we celebrate as to recognize the birth date of our first Prime Minister, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And the objective of this day is to emphasize the importance of giving love, affection, and attention to our children. And this celebration is meant for that. I would like to start with a story. This story is a story of two best friends, aged 6 and 11, who always used to go to school together, had fun together, played together, and all the other things together. I hope all the besties in this hall are all yours now. So one fine Sunday morning, these two were playing together, and without noticing, they went far away from their village. And unfortunately, the elder friend, who was 11 years old, fell into a well. The younger one got scared. He started shouting for help, but nobody came in because they were far away from the village. But fortunately enough, the younger one saw a bucket and a rope nearby. Without wasting a second, he tied the rope to the bucket and threw it inside the well and asked the 11-year-old to hold it. And he, from his inner strength, he kept pulling his 11-year-old friend, and he kept pulling until he saved his friend. After the reunion, they both were very excited. They were hugging each other, dancing all around. But a sudden thought of being punished of this mistake made them a little gloomy. But after they went to the village and narrated the story, nothing of that sort happened. Nobody believed in them. But one elder person, who was also known as Guruji amongst the villagers, he believed them. All the villagers were surprised, but they were convinced that if Guruji is saying that there is some truth to the story, then there might be something interesting to it. So all the villagers gathered and went to the Guruji and asked, "Can you please explain how is this possible?" And in this story, the villagers were correct at their opinion, because that 6-year-old boy didn't had enough strength to lift even a bucket full of water, let alone have the strength to pull an 11-year-old boy from the well. But Guruji smiled and replied, "They're already telling how they did that. They have already given the explanation. What else can I add to that?" Now the villagers were very perplexed listening to the reply. But seeing the curious faces of the villagers, Guruji continued. The question is not how he was able to do that. The question is, why was he able to do that? Because at the time of that incident, there was nobody to tell him that he cannot do it, not even himself. Because at the time of the incident, there was nobody to tell that 6-year-old that he cannot pull an 11-year-old boy from the well, not even himself, because he had to save his friend. So my dear children, the strength lies within you. In the words of Rabindranath Tagore, we are children, and our power is the power to grow. The words of the letters of the word child, CHILD, could be defined as C for courageous and compassionate at heart, H for healthy in mind, I for innovative with actions, L for loved by their presence, like we are all loving right now, D for disciplined for a great future. So on this Children's Day, my dear students, please take an oath to ourselves that we will live by these words. I would end my speech by quoting Swami Vivekananda. Quote, feel, my children, feel for the poor, the ignorant, the downtrodden. Feel till the heart stops and the brain reels and you think you're going to get mad. Then pour the soul out at the feet of the Lord. And then, my dear children, will come the power, the help, and the indomitable energy. Happy Children's Day, my dear Shepherdians. Have a great day, a year of growth, and a life of kindness and greatness. Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Shakti. That was inspirational. And yes, all of us will be positive and will realize the positive power in us, and we'll take an oath today. Yes, we will not think about any of the negatives in the world. We'll just